Hello everyone, this is the Board Game Lawyer, and today I'm going to play some Marvel Champions from Fantasy Flight Games. So this is game 2 of my Rise of Red Skull campaign. I did record game 1, which you can go back and you can find on my channel, but today we're going to play game 2, and just to kind of recap where we are right now, as I approach this campaign, I placed some build restrictions upon myself. And one of these restrictions is that I can only use cards from the core set and from the campaign box. So the question is can you do well, and can you have fun with just those two releases? I think you can. If you have both of those sets, you'll also have 7 heroes that you can pick from, and I have them here with me today. So you could use the Black Panther, you could use Captain Marvel, you could use Iron Man, you could use She-Hulk, Spider-Man. Those are the cards that come in the core set. In the Rise of Red Skull box, we get Hawkeye, and we also get Spider-Woman. So since Spider-Woman is one of my favorites, that's why I picked her to use her in our campaign. And since I was using Spider-Woman, I decided to add an additional build restriction upon myself, and that is that I can't use the same combo of aspect twice throughout the campaign. What does that mean? Well, in her double agent ability, she says that I can choose 2 aspects instead of 1 during deck building. You must include an equal number of cards from those aspects in your deck. So here's my campaign log that I was using. And I wrote on the back side that in game 1, I used aggression and I used leadership. So I will not duplicate aggression and leadership again throughout this campaign. So today I'm going to use as my aspects aggression and protection. I just wrote those on the back of my game log here. And so that's Jessica Drew's build ability. Let's take a look at our campaign instructions. So we are in scenario number 2. Let's take a look at where we left off at the end of last game. I'll do that by just looking at the comic. It says, as the dust settles at Project Pegasus, give up Crossbones, and that's who we beat in our first game. Whack. You fools, I never wanted the tech. I just needed to give Madam Hydra time to make off with the stone. And now I'm here to recover her. Or to cover her escape is what Absorbing Man says. So that's scenario number 2, Absorbing Man. We'll take a look at how it reads here. It says the battle turned against Hydra after you arrived to aid the beleaguered shield soldiers at Project Pegasus. Crossbone has been captured. His army has been defeated. But Madam Hydra escaped the facility with an infinity gem. You chase her outside, but you're stopped short by the imposing form of Absorbing Man. The formidable villain has been hired by Red Skull to delay your pursuit. You will have to defeat him before you can recover the infinity gem. So our setup here is Absorbing Man 1 and 2. We have him here today. There he is. Comes out into play. Absorbing Man 1 and 2. It also tells us that we need to use the main scheme, which is None Shall Pass. Here's our main scheme, None Shall Pass. And also in our encounter deck, we'll use the Hydra Patrol, the standard set, and that's how we're going to build our encounter deck today. So I'll go ahead and give that encounter deck a quick shuffle. And then we have some additional campaign instructions here on our setup. It says each player searches their deck for all cards with the setup keyword and puts them into play. So let's see, my deck here has the card that we added to our campaign at the end of the last game, which is the Tactical Scanner. It has a setup ability, hero action, discard this card and remove it from the campaign log and draw 5 cards. Okay, there's our Tactical Scanner. And then it also says to shuffle each experimental attachment recorded the campaign log into the encounter deck. Well, I think I did that already. Let's see what I've got here. We did have the energy shield. That was one of our cards that we added to our campaign log. And we also added, let's see what else. We have the laser rifle. That's another card that we added to our encounter deck. Give that a quick shuffle. And we recorded that here on our campaign log. All right, very good. All right, so we are using the standard rules of the game, but we're using the expert rules of the campaign. So we also pay attention to the gray box that says expert campaign only. Set each player's hit points to the remaining hit points recorded in the campaign log from the previous scenario. So I recorded 11 hit points for Spider-Woman. And so here's her dial, 11 hit points, and she's full strength. So at the end of the last game, we had not netted any damage, so that's nice. And then as far as the expert campaign only rule, it says here each player may add one random obligation from their expert campaign set to their deck to heal their identity to its full hit point value. Don't have to do that because, again, we were able to manage things to where we ended the game with full strength, which is very helpful. We don't have to deal with that obligation in my deck. So Absorbing Man comes into play with 1 scheme and 2 attack. He says that he's a brute in that the Absorbing Man gains the trait of each environment into play. What does that mean? Let's take a look at our main scheme. It comes into play with 14 hit points on him. All right. So our main scheme says none shall pass the setup, discard cards from the encounter deck until an environment is discarded. Put that card into play and shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. All right, so we're going to discard cards. Hydra Soldier, Stall Tactics, Abandoned Facility, which is metal. It has Surge, but we're just revealing it, so we don't use the Surge. It says Forced Response. After Absorbing Man makes an undefended attack against you, discard 1 resource icon from your hand. Ooh. 2 resource icons instead if there are 5 or more delay counters on the main scheme. So that's our Abandoned Facility. So it is traded out at metal. So Absorbing Man is currently a metal man. After Absorbing Man makes an undefended attack against you, discard 1 resource icon from your hand. Wow, so we have to actually discard cards if he makes an undefended attack against me. All right. So I just shuffled the encounter deck. Discard pile back into the encounter deck. So that inside 1A of our main scheme, side 1B, says it has a forced response, and that's the star next to that +1. It says after resolving step 1 of the villain phase, place 1 delay counter here. So that's what that delay counter is all about. Place 1 delay counter here. Forced interrupt. When an environment enters play, discard each other environment card in play. And it comes into play with 2 threat on it. None shall pass. And at 12, it will threat out. So let's put our 2 threat on None shall pass. I think Absorbing Man is completely set up now. All we have left to do is to draw our 5 cards that make up Jessica Drew's hand. So we'll draw the Spider-Girl, the Med Team, Inconspicuous, Hulk, Get Behind Me, and Pheromones. Ooh, I love pheromones. All right. I'm going to move my rule book over here for now. We're ready to play. We don't have any treachery cards to reveal here during my first turn of the game, so we're going to mulligan that one off. And we don't have any damage on us yet, so we'll do the same thing with Med Team. We have Hulk, Pheromones, Inconspicuous, and Spider-Girl. And Spider-Girl says after you play Spider-Girl from your hand, stun and confuse a minion. We don't have any minions on the table, so we'll mulligan her off. I do like Pheromones and the Hulk. We'll hang on to those, and we'll draw some more cards. Counterpunch. And Indomitable. Ooh, I like Indomitable as well. So those are our 6 cards. Do we want to use our tactical scanner here at the beginning of the game? I mean, this is very early to use that setup, powerful setup ability. It says discard this card and remove it from the campaign log. Draw 5 cards. I could set up an awesome first turn if I were to use that. And we do want to burn down Absorbing Man as fast as possible, because you'll notice that there's delay counters that will get added to None Shall Pass, and I'm sure that's not a healthy thing for us. So we say we do it. Let's just use our upgrade early on. We'll grab 5 more cards. We got a pretty good hand here at the beginning of the game. Let's draw 5 cards. Let's grab a Tigra. We'll also take a Med Team, the Power of Aggression, Mockingbird, and Indomitable. So those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cards to begin the game. So if we use our action, which is the Jessica Drew, I can look at the top card of any deck. Let's look at the top card of our deck. It's Icy Grip. Has 2 boost icons and a star next to it. Let's flip over to our Spider-Woman side. And if we were to... I've got a lot of cards that we could play with here. I love it. So many cards. So if we use Inconspicuous, we could spend 1 resource to use it. I don't have any resource generators in my hand, no. So let's do that. We'll play Inconspicuous. Remove a total of 3 threat from among schemes in play, and we'll spend our Counterpunch to do that. So we'll remove those 2 threat from that main scheme over there. All right. And she has a Superhuman Agility Interrupt. When you play an aspect card, Spider-Woman gets +1 thwart, +1 attack, and +1 defense until the end of the round. Limit once per round for each aspect. So we did play a Justice aspect, so we'll mark her with a yellow cube to denote that she's already played that. I think we'll also bring Mr. Hulk out into play using the Power of Aggression. So that's an aggression aspect. So now we add 2 cubes to Spider-Woman, and we also have some pheromones that we can use, and I think we'll spend the Med Team and Mockingbird to play Pheromones. And what that does is it says it stuns and confuses the enemy. So Absorbing Man is stunned and confused. We'll mark him as such. And let's see. We spent the Med Team and Mockingbird to do that. Let's also spend Tigra to play Indomitable. So that was a leadership card. And this is a protection card. So we're spending Tigra to put out Indomitable onto the table. So now we've played all 4 aspects in our first turn. So she's plus. Wow, she's already up to 1, 2, 3, 4. +4 on her aspects. And so Spider-Woman is going to attack Absorbing Man for 5 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 knocks him down to 9. And we have Self-Propelled Glide. We'll spend our Indomitable card to ready Spider-Woman. So we'll do that. And she's going to attack again for 5. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 brings him down to 4. And we'll ready Spider-Woman. I don't think we're going to use Hulk just yet, but we'll ready Spider-Woman. Don't have to do anything with Indomitable there. Absorbing Man is stunned and confused. That's great. I did have to discard my tactical scanner, though. Discard. So it goes in my discard pile. Let's put that over there. And then we will end our turn by drawing our hand size of 5. So we draw Inconspicuous, Nick Fury, Counterpunch, Contaminant Immunity, and Piercing Strike. All right, then. So, None Shall Pass. We place 1 threat on the main scheme. There we go. And then we get to place one delay counter on the main scheme. So there we go. Place one threat there. And Absorbing Man is going to attack Spider-Woman, not today, because he's stunned. And we draw our encounter card, Icy Grip. When revealed, you are stunned. If Absorbing Man has the ice trait, take 2 indirect damage. He does not have the ice trait right now, but we are stunned. All right, Spider-Woman. You are stunned. I'll just put that right here for now. And that will end Absorbing Man's turn. We do have Nick Fury. Love Nick Fury. We have enough resources to pay for him. Let's do that. Let's bring Nick Fury into the game. And he's going to cost us 4 resources to bring him out. But it does say that I can draw 3 cards. I can either remove 2 threat from a scheme or do 4 damage to an enemy. Ooh, 4 damage to an enemy would knock Absorbing Man all the way down to 0. Let's clear these cubes because that was in a different round. And we are stunned. We're going to need to remove that stun card. Nick Fury does 4 damage to Absorbing Man. I kind of like that, actually. Or draw 3 cards. Tell you what, let's just do it. Let's knock 4 damage off of Absorbing Man, which takes him all the way down to 0 already. He's still confused. And so stage 1 of Absorbing Man is defeated. Stage 2 comes out into play. It says, when revealed, if Super Absorbing Power is in play, deal 1 encounter card to each player. Otherwise, search the encounter deck and discard pile for Super Absorbing Power and reveal it. Shuffle the encounter deck if it was searched this way. Well, we don't have Super Absorbing Power on the table, so we will need to go look for it in our deck here. Super Absorbing Power. If I recall, that's a card that I really like the artwork on. Yep, there it is. Super Absorbing Power. Creel has the ability to absorb properties of multiple elements at once, but it requires intense concentration. Absorbing Man gains ice, metal, stone, and wood traits. Wow, he has them all now. Shuffle my encounter deck. He's still confused. And all right, shuffle this up. We need to add 3 threat to Super Absorbing Power. But he has all those traits, and that could be very dangerous. So, if I were to... let's see, do we need to get rid of some Super Absorbing Power or just do the damage to Absorbing Man? Whenever he comes into play, he has 15 hit points on him. There he is, 15 hit points. Remove Super Absorbing Power using Nick Fury or do damage to Absorbing Man? That's a great question. I think what I'll do, since he is confused, I can flip over and get that extra card draw this turn, which I really would like to do. So how about this? How about we take Nick Fury and we're going to exhaust him. Kind of a waste, I know. If I flip over to my other side, because he won't be able to absorb damage. But I do think that we do need to do some damage to Absorbing Man here. We need to get rid of him as soon as possible. I'm just not liking the delay counters being added, so we need to burn him down. So he's down to 13 hit points now. Let's clear that stun by attacking with Spider-Woman. We didn't play any aspects this round, so it's really not really a major concern. She did 1 attack, so that just cleared that. And now we will flip over to our alter ego side, Jessica Drew. And let's look at the top card of the encounter deck, since we have that ability. It is the Rocky Outcrop, which is an environment. And so that's interesting. So he would become stone if that's the case. if that gets drawn as the encounter card, and he is confused, so it's likely to happen. So we'll ready Jessica Drew, and we will ready Nick Fury, and now we get a hand size of 6 cards. So we're going to draw the Venom Blast, the Power of Aggression, Genius, Jessica Drew's Apartment, Captain Marvel, and Finesse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. All right. So Absorbing Man, he adds 1 threat and 1 counter to the main scheme. Here's my 1 threat. Here's my 1 counter. He's going to scheme, not really, because he's confused. All right. And we draw our encounter card, which is the Rocky Outcrop. It has a surge ability, so we'll deal ourselves an additional encounter card this round. Oops. It says force response after Absorbing Man makes an undefended attack against you, heal 1 damage from him, 2 damage instead if there are 5 or more delay counters on the main scheme. So we'll recall that whenever this environment enters play, that this one would get discarded. So now we have the Rocky Outcrop out there. And then the extra encounter card that we draw ourselves is Icy Grip. When revealed, you are stunned. If Absorbing Man has the ice trait, take 2 indirect damage. He does have the ice trait, so we're going to take 2 indirect damage. We'll add that to Nick Fury. So that'll take care of Nick Fury. He's gone from the table. And I am stunned because he is icy. Actually, I think that just happens. That's part of the text. You are stunned. If Absorbing Man has ice trait, take 2 indirect damage. So Nick did do some work on that turn. I love it. Very good. All right, so Jessica Drew. I can look at the top card of any deck, and we do have Captain Marvel, which allows us to, when she uses her basic power, draw 1 card. So why don't we do that? Why don't we spend some resources? We'll spend Finesse, Jessica Drew's Apartment, and the Genius card to put Captain Marvel onto the table. And she will use one of her basic powers, and I get to draw a card. So Captain Marvel's going to do 2 damage to Absorbing Man, knocks him down to 11. And let's draw our card. Combat Training. And Venom Blast, the Power of Aggression. All right, so we're going to flip over to our Jessica Drew side. And she's still stunned, so she'll attack to clear that stun card. We'll use the Venom Blast, deal 5 damage to an enemy. Yeah, I think we'll do that. 5 damage to Absorbing Man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Knocks him down to 6. And that was an aggression card. And we use the Power of Aggression to play it. So she does get an aggression cube to denote that she has played an aggression card this turn. And do I want to attack with Hulk? Boy, that's taking a lot of chance there. I think what we'll just use Hulk for is a blocker. So we'll ready Captain Marvel. We'll ready Spider-Woman. We still have Indomitable on us. We have the Rocky Outcrop. After Absorbing Man makes an undefended attack against you, I think we'll defend with Hulk and see if we can make Hulk last. And he does still have that super absorbing power. Very dangerous. So Combat Training, let's discard that. We'll end our turn. We'll draw 5 cards. We'll draw Self-Propelled Glide. Press the advantage Indomitable, Counterpunch, Counterpunch, and Contaminant Immunity. Counterpunch reads, after your hero defends against an enemy attack, deal damage to that enemy equal to your hero's attack. So right now my attack is 2 if I chose to take the damage myself. Okay, so we'll place our 1 threat on our main scheme. None shall pass. None shall pass. And 1 more delay counter. We're delaying this game, but we're doing well. He only has 6 hit points left. So Absorbing Man is going to attack. So the choice is, if I use the Counterpunch, boy, that would be nice. After your hero defends against an enemy attack, deal damage to that enemy equal to your hero's attack. So if I defend against this attack, which I think I may do. Yeah, let's do that. Because I do have Indomitable as well. After your hero defends, discard Indomitable and ready your hero. So yeah, let's do that. So Absorbing Man is going to attack Spider-Woman. We're going to defend against that. And so we'll draw our card, which is the Hydra Regular. So it's +2. So 1, 2, 3, 4 damage to Spider-Woman. We did defend the attack, so we don't trigger that force response on the stone. But we do 4 damage, so it actually becomes 2 because we blocked 2 of it. And because we have that Counterpunch, now we can, after I defend, deal damage to that enemy equal to my attack. So that knocks him down to 4. And since we have Indomitable on the table, I can ready Spider-Woman. And we played a green card this turn now, so we'll mark that. Nice. Counterpunch is gone. And then we draw our encounter card, which reads Avalanche. Each player must choose to either spend an energy resource or take 2 indirect damage, 3 indirect damage instead if there are 5 or more delay counters on the main scheme. Well, we'll go ahead and take that delay. We'll take that damage, I think, and we'll put it on Hulk. Comes into play with 2 threat per player. So there's my 2 threat on Avalanche. Hulk's going to absorb 2 of this indirect damage. All right. And that's going to end Absorbing Man's turn. So we have Contaminant Immunity. Heal 3 damage from Spider-Woman and give her a tough status card. Like that idea. We have Indomitable. Press the advantage. Self-propelled glide. We're doing pretty good. There's only 3 hit points left on Absorbing Man. We just have to decide how we want to do it. Now, we do have to clear those cubes from Spider-Woman. I think it's worth our while to go ahead and play Contaminant Immunity. We'll spend Indomitable and press the advantage to do that. So we're going to heal 3 damage from Spider-Woman, which is going to heal her all the way back up to 11. And then that's a green or a protection aspect. So we'll mark her as such. We'll do 2 damage to Absorbing Man with Spider-Woman. 1, 2, knocks her down to 2. Captain Marvel's going to finish the day by doing 2 more damage to Absorbing Man. All right. So, since we defeated Absorbing Man today, I get to look at my campaign log and instructions to see how we are going to continue from here. All right, let's look at our rules here. So we are in scenario number 2. And it says victory. Record the number of delay counters on the main scheme in the campaign log. Here's our campaign log. And here's where we put the number of delay counters that are on the main scheme. We've got 3 today. Put a big old 3 on there. All right, and then it also reads, each player may choose one of the basic condition upgrades in the campaign set, attach it to their identity, and add it to their deck in the campaign log. So basic condition upgrades. And here are the basic condition upgrades. Let's just briefly look at them. So this was what confused me the first time I got this, opened this box, was these are double-sided, so we want to make sure that we look for the basic attack upgrade. And these are the conditions. So this is the basic attack upgrade. Permanent setup, you get +1 hit point. Your hero gets +1 attack. So that's a permanent setup that I'll keep going forward. Or I could choose the basic defense upgrade. You get +3 hit points, and your hero gets +1 defense. Or we could choose the basic recovery upgrade, which is a permanent setup. You get +4 hit points, and your alter ego gets +1 recovery. That's a nice one. Or we could choose the basic thwart upgrade, which again is a permanent setup. And you get +2 hit points, and your hero gets +1 thwart. I think I like that one. Basic thwart upgrade. You get +2 hit points, so I would go up to 13, and your hero gets +1 thwart. I think I like that one. So I think I'm going to choose this one here. So what does it say I have to do? It says add it to my identity and put it in the campaign log. So we're using the basic thwart upgrade, basic upgrades. Okay, so we'll write that in right there. Basic thwart upgrade. I write like a doctor. Basic thwart. And let's see. Then it says in the expert campaign only, record each identity's remaining hit points in the campaign log, as well as any cards added to their deck. All right, so we are at 11 hit points, and we're just going to leave it right there, our remaining hit points. And that will complete Game 2 of our Rise of Red Skull campaign. So thank you very much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed my playthrough. Let's take a look at the, is there anything else after that in our campaign log? Let's read our comic here. It says, "Whew, I'm glad that's done. Truly, that was a glorious battle." Yep. Hey, what was that? I have no idea. Let's get back to base and find out what's going on. So, are you seeing what I'm seeing? If you're seeing that Hydra somehow stole our tower, then yeah. And then it reads, "We're hit, we're going down. Ha, boom, no more Avengers. Let's go make sure they're done for, boys." So here we are, the Taskmaster. So it looks like Taskmaster is going to come into play next. So tune in next time to see where our campaign goes from here. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying my playthrough videos. And if you'd like to get in touch with me, you can shoot me an email at boardgamelawyer@gmail.com. Thank you, everyone, for watching today, and I hope you have a great week, and I hope to be able to bring you another video again very soon.